So today we are doing a really strategic deep dive. We've got a bunch of source material that's all focused on building some pretty substantial recurring digital revenue.
Right.
The main tool here is the GoHighLevel platform, or, high level as most people call it. But our focus isn't really the software.
No, not at all. We're trying to pull out the strategy, the sales strategy behind building a predictable, scalable business using a tool like this.
Exactly. So our mission today is kind of twofold. First, we want to distill the three main ways people are making money with this SaaS: services, white label SaaS, and affiliation.
And second, to actually ground all of that strategy in some practical financial modeling, the kind that's specifically for these recurring revenue businesses. And if there's one thing that just jumps out from all the material, it's this. The really big wins in SaaS, they almost never come from chasing those huge crowded markets. The most profitable wins are coming from these weirdly specific niche verticals that are just desperate for structure and automation. They just don't know how to build it themselves.
That sets the stage perfectly. So let's start with that core idea. You're selling the solution, not the tool.
Exactly. I mean, at its core, HighLevel is just a tech stack, a very versatile one. It's an all-in-one marketing system with a CRM, automation, funnels.
And that white label part is crucial.
Oh, absolutely. It's meant to replace, like half a dozen different tools you'd normally pay for every month. Your ClickFunnels, your ActiveCampaign, all of it on one dashboard.
But all the users, especially the ones reporting serious money, they all say the same thing. GHL is just the vehicle. If you go out and try to sell high level, you're going to fail.
You will, 100%. The successful folks, they succeed because they use that vehicle to deliver a very precise service that solves a painful business problem.
The client couldn't care less what the software is called.
Not at all. They care about getting more clients or, making my admin work disappear. It has to be about the quantifiable outcome for them.
And the sources point to what seems like the absolute simplest, highest value service to start with.
Oh, yeah. The Google Reviews automation.
And the numbers they're reporting are, they're kind of staggering. We saw one agency owner pulling in over $26,000 a month.
A month, just from deploying that single automation for local businesses.
It's beautiful in its simplicity.
It really is. It takes, less than 90 minutes to set up the workflow, and it immediately puts the client in the most valuable digital real estate there is.
The Google Map Pack.
The Map Pack, that top 3 on a local search. That's free, qualified clicks and calls coming straight to your client.
And people are happy to pay for it. The sources say anywhere from $100 to $300 a month.
Totally. For a system that automatically asks for reviews and can even use AI to write the first response, it's high margin, low touch, recurring revenue, just basic automation.
Okay, so let's unpack this a little more. If success means finding that acute pain point, where are these hungry, underserved markets? The material we looked at gave this incredible list of really unusual niches.
Yeah, this is what we were calling the fringe gold mine. These are niches where the person running the business, the consultant or coach, they are a true expert in their thing.
But not in tech.
Not at all. Absolute novices at workflow automation. Yeah. They need someone to come in and help them scale their very specific, very unique operations.
Give us some examples. I was genuinely surprised by some of these. How on earth does a platform like this help, say, a lucid dream coach?
Okay, so lucid dream coaches are a huge trend right now, driven by TikTok. Their biggest pain point is keeping clients engaged every single day.
So it's a retention problem.
Exactly. GHL becomes the entire machine for that. It delivers the daily email sequences, it handles the dream journaling workflows, it runs the quiz funnels. It's all about increasing that client commitment.
Okay, that makes sense. What about digital witchcraft coaches? That sounds incredibly niche.
It is, but it's a passionate niche. Their monetization is all about subscriptions for courses or for specific timed rituals.
Timed rituals?
Yeah, so GHL's role there is managing that sequencing. And you can even use custom fields for things like moon calendar integrations to make sure the automated delivery is perfectly timed to a client's ritual cycle.
Wow. That's a level of personalization you just can't get from something like MailChimp.
You can't. And that's why this works. Look at psychedelic integration coaches, a huge growing market in post-decriminalization states. They need IPA-compliant, white-label client portals.
For things like journaling and mood tracking.
Right. Journaling flows, mood trackers, habit routines, or another one was metaverse interior designers. Their process is so complex, onboarding, revisions, multi-stage forms.
So you use the sales pipelines in GHL to manage that.
Exactly, to visually manage that whole complex journey. These niches work because they're underserved by generic tools, and they're just hungry for a solution. Which, brings up the next big question. What are the actual mechanics needed to serve them?
And that leads us straight into the 3 monetization models, starting with the one that offers the highest leverage, white label SaaS.
White label SaaS is, it's the ultimate shortcut, really. You get to skip all the time, all the expensive software development.
Because HighLevel provides the core engine.
Right. And you just rebrand it. You resell it under your own logo, your own domain. You get to own the entire customer experience without having to own a single line of code.
And understanding the GHL pricing here is really, really critical to making this work. So you've got the $297 unlimited plan.
Right. And that lets you have unlimited sub-accounts for clients, and you can rebuild them for usage-based services, like their phone system or email system.
And we should probably clarify some jargon. LC just stands for lead connector.
Yes, that's just HighLevel's own branded system for all the communications infrastructure. On that $297 plan, you can charge the client to recover your costs for texts and emails, but you can't add a profit margin on top.
That's the key difference, because the profit lever really gets pulled with the $497 Agency Pro plan. They call it SaaS mode.
That's it. SaaS mode unlocks 2 vital things. First, you can now rebill with a markup, a substantial one, so your agency keeps the profit on every single text or email sent.
And the second thing?
The second is you can now resell GHL's own product extensions. We're talking about things like their Workflow Pro plan, which has advanced AI features, or their online listings tool,
which manages a client's presence across like Yelp and Google Business Profile and all that.
Yeah, across 70+ local directories. It's a huge value add.
And the sources mention this agency wallet system for managing all those usage costs.
The wallet's pretty simple. It's basically a credit account. You preload it with funds, and HighLevel just deducts the usage fees as they happen.
So the strategy is to buy low and sell high.
Essentially, yes. HighLevel gives you these services at really low, wholesale rates, way cheaper than their competitors. That allows you, the agency, to set a competitive price for your client, but still keep a really nice, comfortable profit margin on every single transaction.
Okay, so let's move on to that second path, done-for-you services. This is where you get the high-ticket upfront revenue built right on top of the platform. So beyond Google reviews, what are the other big ones?
Database reactivation. This is a massive earner.
What does that actually involve?
It's all about running automated workflows that send these clever, personalized text messages to a business's old, existing database of leads. You're waking up cold clients.
And the AI handles the conversation.
Yes, that's the critical part. An AI system manages the back and forth and automatically books appointments right on their calendar. There's a great example in the source material.
A nail spa one.
Yes. The agency was getting a success fee of $10 for every single customer they brought back in for a local nail spa. It's pure attributable ROI.
That's powerful. And then you have the more traditional stuff.
Right. Lead gen funnels, websites, usually sold on a monthly retainer, maybe $500 to $2,000. Or you do a pay-per-lead model.
And then there's the newest trend, the AI automation agency.
This is more project-based. Custom builds, often between $1,000 and $10,000. You're building out complex systems like smart nurture flows, lead qualification with AI, or even DM automations for big influencers and coaches.
So they pay for the build, then they pay the recurring SaaS fee to keep the system running.
Exactly. It's the best of both worlds.
This is where the strategy gets really interesting, I think. Using that third pillar, affiliate income, to create a kind of 2-step funnel with other platforms.
Yeah, this is clever. So the GoHighLevel affiliate program is great. It pays a 40% recurring commission, and the software is incredibly sticky.
Meaning people don't cancel.
They rarely cancel.
Yeah.
It becomes the core infrastructure for their whole business. So that means a high customer long-term value for the affiliate.
But the sources also pointed out using alternatives, something like Bot Penguin, as a different kind of tool.
Right. So Bot Penguin is an automated conversation tool. It's way simpler, and it converts faster because it solves one universal problem: automated chat for a website. It offers a 20% commission for 36 months.
So the savvy play here is to promote both.
That's the genius of it. You use the simpler platform, Bot Penguin, as the easy in, the entry point. Every website needs a chatbot, so it's an easy sell.
And then you upsell.
Then you introduce HighLevel as the natural upgrade for the power users who now need a full CRM or white labeling or funnel systems. And the best part is Bot Penguin integrates natively with GHL.
So you monetize the immediate need, then you upsell them into the long-term, high-value infrastructure. It's brilliant.
It really is a genius use of two different affiliate models.
Okay, so running a predictable business, whether it's SaaS or an agency, means you need structure. Let's look at what the sources say are the best practices for a successful client launch and, maybe more importantly, the financial blueprint for keeping it all going.
Right, the onboarding. The sources laid out 7 steps, and they have to be focused on the complexity of a platform like GHL. It has to start with a detailed discovery session.
Not just about goals, though.
No, you have to find out specifically which scattered tools the client is already paying for, so you can show them immediate savings right out of the gate. Then you customize their GHL sub-account, but you only highlight the features that solve their specific pain points.
And the technical side of that.
That has to be a comprehensive, checklist-driven process, setting up the account, their domains, integrating things like your payment processor or their Zapier connection.
And managing expectations seems key.
It's crucial. You have to set crystal clear expectations on deliverables, especially on how long it might take for a complex automation or an AI script to actually start generating ROI. Then, of course, dedicated support and constantly asking for feedback.
So if onboarding is the launch, then financial modeling is the blueprint that keeps you in the air. The stats are pretty grim. Something like 4 out of 5 startups fail because of poor cash flow visibility.
Absolutely. Which makes a strong SaaS financial model essential. And for a GHL agency, it has to focus on the metrics that really matter for this kind of business.
So monthly recurring revenue, churn.
MRR, churn rate, customer acquisition cost, your FACS, customer long-term value, CLTV. Those are the big 4.
Let's get strategic with it. The sources outlined 5 steps to build that model, but tailored for a niche SaaS agency. What's step 1?
First, you assemble your historical data, but you have to be really specific. You need to track lead sources for your different niches. Then, step 2 is deciding on your assumptions.
Like what?
Well, you need to model the true cost of organizational change. So, the time it takes to train your staff on new AI automations. And you need to model the price flexibility you have on your marked up services.
Then you get into forecasting.
Step 3, yep. You have to test different scenarios based on different customer acquisition costs. Because, acquiring a lucid dream coach is strategically and financially very different from acquiring a dentist.
And a sticky platform like GHL means you can justify a higher upfront cost.
Exactly, because you know the CLTV is going to be high. Step 4 is the layout, making sure the model visually shows you the profitability of your services versus your SaaS reselling.
And finally, you have to maintain it.
Step 5, fine-tuning with feedback. This model has to be a living, breathing document. You're constantly updating it with real-world results from your niche campaigns, adjusting your assumptions on churn and profitability every single month.
So to kind of synthesize all this for you listening,
the formula for predictable, scalable, recurring revenue seems to be at this intersection of powerful automated tools like HighLevel, these hyper-specific, laser-focused niche services.
and rigorous, ongoing financial planning that really understands the sticky nature of the platform you're using.
Right. It's about being both technically efficient and structurally sound.
So what does this all actually mean for you, the entrepreneur? I think the source material makes it pretty clear that the biggest barrier here isn't the software, it's not the commission structure, it's your own mental game.
It's the willingness to commit, absolutely.
You have to be ready to push through constant rejection, starting from 0 sometimes, knowing that success really hinges on building systems and just pure dedication. We pulled one final piece of advice that I found really powerful.
No one person controls my fate besides me.
That's the one. It's about committing to the long game. So the challenge we want to leave you with is this. Can you identify one of these underserved, maybe even weird niche problems and design a 90-minute automation that solves it completely? Because that's where the goldmine really begins.